Are you the best footballer in the world right now?
I think so, yes. In my mind, I'm always the best. I don't care what the people are thinking, what they say. In my mind, not just this year, but always, I'm always the best.
When I said I wanted to win 8 gold medals, basically half the people in the swimming world thought I was absolutely crazy and nobody could ever do something like that. But for me, I was somebody who believed in it and somebody who believed in the process of getting there. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight, like I said before. But every little small thing that we did was a small stepping stone in order to even be able to have that chance and that opportunity to do what I did in 2008.
I think continuing to have the belief in myself and not letting that veer off since I was young, since I've been told from my teachers that I would never amount to nothing. The bullying or the things that you face, the adversity you face, the discrimination, and just continue to keep your head up, continuing to march on ahead towards your dream and never losing sight. Now, I think that's definitely for sure the most difficult thing is keeping your goal and your eyes set on that and not being distracted, not giving up.
There's a lot of common themes amongst the world's best athletes. Michael Phelps and Cristiano Ronaldo and Patrick Mahomes and Rory, and like I've spent a lot of time around these guys, and there's a certain intensity that burns inside them that is hard to fake. Like you can kind of feel it even when you're chilling. Ronaldo's probably the most exaggerated example of that I've ever felt.
How so?
Just you can feel a drive, like you can feel a certain energy. Everyone kind of gives off an energy, and depending on how healthy you are in a given day or how good you're feeling, maybe your energy is stronger or less strong. But like the energy that he gives off is one of real drive. And there's like an intensity burning there that you can't fake, like you can just feel it.
The difficult of things that you pass through in your life make you be stronger mentally to challenge a hard life. And of course the environment too helps. I don't know if you know, but I moved with 11 years old from Madeira to Lisbon, which it's hard, to be honest. It's probably was the most difficult part in terms of professional of my career. So it was hard to left my family in Madeira to follow my dream in Lisbon without your family, with 11 years old. I can see now my kids, Cristiano, my oldest son. I don't know if I will be capable to let him go to, I don't know.
At this age.
In this age, 2 years more.
Yeah.
Will be tough.
One of the most impactful moments of my upbringing, my childhood, is when he brought 10 Deutschmarks, and I've said this story many times, which is equivalent to $10. And he said, this is all we got for our family of 5, is living in a super small apartment. That's where it hit me. It was like, okay, now I have to take the means in my hands as a 12-year-old boy in whatever way I can. At least what I can do is support my mother, maybe from some of the burden that she has during the day of taking care of my younger brothers. And that's where it also hit me that not having success is not an option. Like, I have to succeed. It's basically a matter of existence, a survival of my family.
And as a kid growing up, I believed that. I believed that whatever I put my mind to, and if I was willing to make sacrifices and I was dedicated, that I could achieve absolutely anything.
And you still do?
I still do.
And I think for a lot of these guys, there's a cost that comes with that we, the fans, don't see. Like, you don't see the cost of having to be the first person at the practice facility every single day and cold plunging for hours afterwards, and the time away from the family and the sacrifices in all these other areas of life. I mean, it is very inspiring when you really get a close-up look at it and you realize just like what a grind it is. Like, it is such a grind. You see the goals and you see the master's jacket, but you don't see the grind and the pain and the injuries and like the time that they're not on camera. And there's something about it that's both inspiring and also you're like, yeah, maybe I wouldn't want to do that.
Intimidating.
Yeah.
Everything I've ever done in my life, I didn't want to do. Everything, every day. I'm a lazy piece of shit. And I'm one of the hardest working people that ever stepped foot on this planet Earth. And I'm saying that very proudly because I know what I do. It's not cocky. I'll tell you I'm stupid. And I'll also tell you the exact opposite of what I've done. It's the truth. It is the truth. So imagine how much I've developed in that time frame.
I give you the map. You are willing to do that?
Yeah.
It's the main point, because everyone wants to be Cristiano, but I give you the map. You think you will do it that? It's difficult. It's
The discipline.
the discipline is the most difficult thing, not only in the sport, but in the life.
That's a tough, that's where I think the real truth comes out, because I think there are a lot of people who are very talented who can make it there. But there are very few people who can deal with the pressure and the stress that happens when we're there. So that's why I say we had to make sure that we were physically, emotionally, and mentally ready, because I had to be ready to be able to kind of manage my emotions through that week. Yeah, winning a gold medal is absolutely incredible. There's nothing better than standing on the podium listening to your national anthem play after you had just won a gold medal.
The question of what is the price that people pay to be someone that you admire has been
That's a good question.
one of the most compelling ever since I grew out of being an adult infant, and started to be a little bit more of a grown-up, I guess, intellectually. It's one of the questions I've been fascinated with, to look at what's it like to be that person. You want to be that person. You want to be Rory McIlroy, do you? Okay, let me explain all of the prices that he's had to pay to be Rory McIlroy. You like the look of Patrick Mahomes or Michael Jordan, perfect example. Like, the Last Dance. Still now, at, what is he, probably 50, something like that? I don't know how old he is, sorry if he's in his 40s, but yeah, like 50s. Doesn't look happy. A man who is tormented by drive and perfection and obsession. He was the greatest. Okay, that's the price that you need to pay. Elon was asked on Lex's show 3 years ago. He says something like, "How are you doing?" And he takes a little moment and he goes, "Most people think they would want to be me. They don't want to be me. They don't know. They don't understand. My mind is a storm."
Yeah.
He's the richest guy on the planet. Sending rockets to space, building world-changing cars. He's on stage in Japan doing robot dances and shit, fathering 1 million children.
He's actually easier to compare to some professional athletes than any other business leader.
How so?
In just that it's clear that he's got a drive that he's tormented by, and he's willing to sacrifice everything else for it. And you see that with the world's best athletes.
The problem with looking at anybody through the lens of a narrow pursuit, like their success in business or the success in a sport, is that you only see the one vector that they've channeled their outputs into, and you don't see any of the other fissures that their costs leaked out of, right? What if this guy hasn't had sex with his wife in like 2 years? What if they're drugging themselves to go to sleep and stimulating themselves to wake up in the morning? What if their relationship with their father or their mother is just non-existent? What if they hate themselves? What if they can't bear to look at their body in the mirror? All of these things happen, and you go, okay, but they're the greatest, they're the best.
Yeah.
Would you want that? Is that what you want? Because you don't, as you said earlier on, it's kind of stupid to just look at one element, either of a business or of a person, and say, I really want Rory McIlroy's Masters thing. The not being able to sleep on a nighttime because he's obsessing about that shot he missed. I don't really like the idea of that so much. But the green jacket, that sounds great. It's like, you don't get to piece this person together. Someone is a whole. His level of obsession, inability to let go of things, and is the reason that he's got to there. It's not some weird bug on the side of the code that makes him Rory McIlroy. It's a feature that is a part of his performance. And this question of what is the price people pay to be someone that you admire is fucking endlessly interesting to me.
But it's the scary thing. Why most people don't want to do that, build that willpower, is because it is scary. It unlocks a whole bunch of things about who you are and who you're not. And a lot of people don't want to go down that journey to discover who they are and who they're not. Because it's not a pretty journey. I mean, I've gone down it. It's not like I went down it once. I go down it all the time.
Life is a box of surprises, and it's hard, It's not easy, to be in this level and still push and still motivate to carry on, to score goals, to be in a good shape, to compete with the young lions. They coming, and when they play against me, they want to show me that they are stronger than me and faster than me. You have to prepare very well, not in terms of physically, but mentally too. I think it's very hard, but in the same way, it's a challenge, you know, because as you can see, if you treat good your body, you can maintain so many years, and this is the big challenge for me, and it's great. I feel proud for that, to have this age and still compete in a highest level. For me, it's great and give me motivation to carry on.
For me, I'm somebody who I knew that I had 7 other events after the first day. So I have to throw that in the back of my head. I got to throw that race out. Even though if I, even like in 08, I broke a world record, won gold, won my first gold medal. Like, I was like, cool, like things are starting really well. So I have to put that behind me to then get ready for the next race. And on top of that, I have to make sure I'm eating the right amount, I'm sleeping the right amount, my body is as fresh as I can possibly be. So that means sitting in an ice tank, getting massages, getting stretched, all of these small things that end up adding up to the major end result. And that was something that we learned through that process.
And when you unlock that, and you can't just turn it off. Like people say, hey, well, how come you haven't retired yet? I built all this willpower. Do you think it's gonna let me just retire because my knees hurt? It's telling me every morning, I wake up like, man, my knees hurt, my legs hurt, my body hurts, but you can still run. So why aren't you running? If you can still run, there'll be a time when you can't lace them up anymore, but you can still run. So I still run. When the time comes I can't run, the body will say, you just can't run. But if I can still do something, that willpower that I have created, it makes me do it every fucking day. And that's what they don't get. What builds a human being is you start with the small building blocks. And before you know it, man, you become something that it doesn't even make sense to most people because it's just who you are now. That's why I can still run at 50 at 49 with broke down knees and broke down body, because my body knows you still can, therefore I do. Second you stop, the willpower is gone. At 24 years old, I started building something that I didn't even know was gonna be what it is now at 49. And that's all it was just that.
Do you ever wake up and you say, I don't wanna do it today?
I fight against my mind. Yes, sometimes it's happened. We are all human beings. We are not happy every day. We are, not in a good mood every day. It's normal. It's part of us.
There were a lot of days where I did not want to get out of bed. And I guarantee you, if I ask the question here, if everybody is excited to get out of bed every single day, if I saw a hand, I'm going to blatantly call you a liar. Because we all know that is far from the truth. If you look at the greats in anything in any walk of life, the greats do things when they don't always want to. And that's the separation. For me, that's what I've found. Because I can sure as hell tell you that there were days where I hated my coach. There were days where we got in fights, we got in arguments, we couldn't stand what we were doing.
What do you do to overcome that?
I fight against that. It's the big challenge. It's when you're not willing to do something, but you have to do it. This is the main point. This is why I say our mind, it's a box of surprises, and you have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat, sometimes it's hard. It's what many people say, you like to go to the gym every day. Of course, no. It's not true. Nobody likes to go to the gym every day. But you have to do it. Probably yes, because your mental strength is coming from that moments that in a hard moments, you should do it. So, and I do it because after that, maybe in the beginning you feel hard to start, but after when you finish the gym or cold plunge or even the training, you will feel better. I think it's the big key there.
If you have those little small goals, those little small things that get you excited when you don't want to, it's going to make it even better and even easier at the end when you're getting ready for a presentation or the end of the year or this or that, whatever event you're leading up to. It's going to make it so much easier.
Small details in the end of the day will make the big difference, in my opinion. So as you say, and I will keep repeat, the consistency is the most difficult thing.
Just doing it every day.
Yes, every day.
I think the easiest thing in life is to give up on whatever you're focused on or whatever you're hopeful for. The hardest thing is to continue to keep going, but we have to. Like, we have to continue to hold on. And I would imagine for so many people out there, that is probably the most difficult thing.
If I can instill one piece of advice into all human beings, it would simply be to believe in yourself beyond, without a doubt. Believe in yourself, and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better. Believe in yourself and only yourself, and allow that human being to make you a better person.